Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to the health show today. It has been long, and I must really apologize to everyone, all my health show subscribers, and every other person who watch the show once in a while. We really want to apologize for not for not being consistent over the past few weeks. All right, we had some brand issues, and I think we are back and better. We are going to be running consistently now. So today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic for now, and that topic is it's quite interesting and peculiar to ladies. So if you're the lady in the room, or if you're the lady online and you're listening, I really hope that you enjoy the section. As a man, you may also want to listen to, maybe you can share it to your friends, to your fiance, to your wife, and all of that. So I have with me Chioma Efowuha as my guests. It's a honor to have her here as my guest. There's no point talking about delivery either through vagina or through Caesarean section without having a lady on board. Okay, so and then my beautiful wife had have agreed to come online live to talk about this topic with me. So let's welcome Choma. But before then, I will ask her a question. So Choma, before you introduce yourself to our audience, walk us through. Like tell us what does it mean to give birth? Like what is the feeling like when you give birth? How do you feel?
Um, Good evening. I think I would like some clarification of that question. Like, how do you feel when you give it?
Okay.
Like, what are you trying to? I don't
like
understand the
like like
question. Like, how do you
what
feel?
is the process before we talk about the process of giving birth? But let us talk about the result. Like how do you feel when you deliver, when you give it, when you have a baby? Because I know you've given birth to, right, you've given birth to some babies. I don't know that one or two, but I know you've given birth. So just tell us, how do you feel when you give birth? What's the feeling like?
Okay, for different people, depending on what you want, there's this part of it that has to do with relief of unburdening yourself of the weight you've been carrying for 9 months, and then you are happy that you are finally done and you have the baby in your arms now. And then there's this other part of excitement to see a life being bettered by you. Like, oh, this is the person that has been inside of me, sharing everything with me, nutrients, blood, and everything for the past 9 months. There is still that part. And then there is still that part of fear, like, wow, I survived this and all of that. So different feelings happen at the same time. There's not just one
Oh,
particular thing. There's excitement, there's shock, there is just relief.
all right, thank you. So there's more like mixed feelings. You don't have one particular feeling, and
Yes, so
then
much going on in your head at the same time. You
okay,
don't know whether to be
okay,
happy, you don't know whether to cry, you don't know whether to be like that.
all
But at
right.
the end of the day, you just be excited, yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. Thank you for that easy explanation. Now back to our topic. Our topic is vaginal delivery or cesarean section. There's this popular belief that makes people want to opt for vaginal delivery, while there are others that also make people want to opt for cesarean section. I don't know if you can talk us through, because you're a woman, and you can't talk about delivery, either vaginal or cesarean section, without having an opinion of women. I've listened to some women talk. A set of them want to bastardize cesarean section. God forbid, it's not my portion. And I also listen to some other class of women talk, and they also don't like to go through the pain of vaginal delivery. So I don't know if you can talk us through what women really think, and why do they like and dislike either of the processes.
Okay, many people like and dislike either of the process for different reasons. There is the superstitious part to it. Then there
Okay.
is just this is a birth canal, and why don't we use it since it's there? And now what I mean is you
As you
have
mean the you
the
mean the vaginal
vagina.
delivery.
Yes, you have the vagina, and then there's a birth canal for which the baby is supposed to pass and come out. So why don't you use it? If you have that option, if you don't have any issues or any complications, why opt for CS? There are people that have distance. Meanwhile, there are some superstitious people that feel that there is everything wrong with CS. So I'll be addressing the two sides. Now, for some women that don't have complications, when you ask them which choice, they don't know of any other choices. And because of the society, I'm referring to Nigerian environment now. Because of the society, you find out that most people just abhor CS. You just feel like, okay, since they're not having any issues, let them just stay with their vaginal delivery and prefer it. And many times you hear about complications that come from CS, death, and all of that. But not many people talk about um, uh, deaths that come from vaginal births.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So you hear
Yeah.
people condemn CS. Nobody talks about the fact that somebody was rejecting CS and had to die in the process. Nobody talks about children that have to experience brain damage because of the stress that goes with the vaginal delivery and all
Yeah.
of that. So they just stick to a vaginal delivery is how to there's this popular delivery like the Hebrew women, and then they tag that to vaginal delivery. There is that. Then also there is also these people that the superstitious ones that feel that people that don't go through vaginal delivery are not strong enough. They are less of women, which is
Okay.
not true, which is actually not true. So because of that, they don't want to be tagged and stigmatized in society because they had CS. So even when the doctor has told them at 7, 8 months that the child will be delivered through CS, you find them sad, sorrowful, and feeling less of themselves because of what the people think about them. Some other persons think you having to go through CS is an attack. But then there are other people that have gone through the CS and now prefer going through elective CS. What I mean is where you have the option to either do vaginal delivery or cesarean section, and then you willingly want to go for cesarean section
Okay.
because you think it's safer and there's no risk to it, especially in cases where, because there was a time when I was in the hospital and I heard the doctor complain so badly about a lady that had about 3 children and all of them have this imbalance mentally. And so they told this woman that, okay, for this particular pregnancy, because we are suspecting that all those imbalances because of the stress during the delivery, we're going to use CS for this particular delivery. And we know the stress you go through. It's not like the regular contractions and then you are fully dilated, okay, push. No, it's not that. So why don't we do this? This woman said, okay, and then absconded and refused to come to the hospital again until she was referred back to the hospital after she had complications in the hospital she ran to. And at that point, she delivered again, the same stress, the same everything, put the doctors through the stress. At the same time, at the end of the day, had the same problem just because she didn't want to be tagged less of a woman.
Wow.
But for CS, I know that because many people feel that when men are involved, there could be mistakes. We've had stories of people forgetting things in people's stomachs and all of that. So people are
Okay.
scared of cesarean section, and there's still that. And then people don't want it. But for people that I know I have spoken to over time, even some men that have been with their wife in labor room, they always want to convince you to choose CS if you have the option of choosing CS. Reason is that it's safer for you and your baby. I'm not advocating for CS right now, but I'm just saying it's safer for you and your baby, especially if the doctor has advised that you use CS. It's faster. And again, I would like to emphasize that CS is not less painful. If I even want to say, I will even say that CS is it's more painful. So if you want to even talk about strength, the CS mothers are the ones that I would want to say are stronger. Because for the vaginal delivery, after the baby has come out, if maybe you have all this whether the stitch and all of that, you just have to deal with that pain, which will just go away after 1 week or 2 weeks. But for CS, the healing takes time. It takes time. When the vaginal delivery people have forgotten that they've even delivered and they have moved on with their lives, the person that went through CS has just started her process. And so she
Wow.
needs a lot of patience, a lot of people around her, support and all of that for her to go through at least the first 1 week of delivery. So it's not really what society makes it seem like. I understand that, okay, if you have good doctors, in 30 minutes you see your baby is so fast and all that, we know that. But the healing process is something that people should not commonize and make it look like it's something people can bear. So
Oh,
vaginal delivery has an advantage and CS also has an advantage. So that's all I can just say in summary.
okay, thank you very much. I can see you gave a very detailed breakdown on the two aspects of or the two types of delivery. Now, there's I want to just digress a little. Now, there've been some discussion among the men trying to quantify the pain of delivery. So, as a woman, I want to ask, like, how do you quantify on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most painful? How do you quantify delivery pain, like the pain during labor? Whether you're going to use CS or not, you're going to have that initial pain of labor when you start having these contractions or so. So how do you quantify that labor pain on a scale of 1 to 10?
From scale of 1 to 10, I'll qualify it 100.
100. That's not fair. That's not fair. I gave you a scale of 1 to 10.
And I
That's
will
not fair.
say 1 to 10 is not enough
It's not.
because at different stages, okay, let me just say 10 because 10 is max, right? Quantifying that pain, I don't know how to explain it because the more you dilate, the more the pain.
Okay.
And for some people know how to handle pain. It depends on how much you can take really. For some persons, they just define pain and know how to handle it. For some persons, they just take the pain as it comes. So at the end of the day, it's very painful. It's just that some people know how to bear. And then when you talk to those ones, they're like, hey, it's just pain, it's painful, it's pain. But at the end of the day, you don't. It's not a pain that if there's a way the pain you can deliver without having to go through that pain, everybody will opt for it.
Look, look, Bob, let
But
me
it's
let me
a
cut
very
you off here.
painful thing.
Let me cut you off here. I've heard of stories. I think there's a popular video of a woman giving birth in a cab in a taxi in the US. So the way you're making this pain look is as if it's unbearable, and then without anything you cannot overcome it. But
No,
but
no, no, no. Like I
people
said,
deliver unassisted, unaided. So how do you say
yes,
about
doesn't mean she didn't go through pain. That's what I'm saying. There are some people that when you want to pierce them, like injection, they're not feeling fine, you have to pierce them. It's a whole thing. Meanwhile, there are some people that will just stay still and then just be. It doesn't mean that the person that stayed still did not feel anything. He did. He just handled it better.
okay? So are you saying
So
that some women do not handle labor pain better?
that's what I'm saying. Like
No,
for
I'm
me,
trying to
like for
drive a point
me, during
because
antenatal,
listen,
right?
because,
Part of
yeah.
what we were taught was how to handle the pain in such a way that you go through this process and still reserve strength for you to push.
Okay.
So when the contractions come, right, instead of
Yeah.
spreading everywhere, shouting and losing all your energy, you just take a deep breath and you just breathe,
So
knowing that you are about to give birth to something you've been. So it's your mindset at a particular time. So the
okay.
fact that you see somebody giving birth in a cab doesn't mean the person experienced less pain. No, the person just handled it better.
Okay.
Take for instance those people that you feel that okay, is it that they've been taught properly, they've been told like someone has broken it down to them, they're just seeing what they need to see at each point, so they're expecting the pain and everything, so they are not surprised. So they just, or maybe it's not their first, so they've experienced it the first time, second time, third time, and so maybe the fourth time is just a walk in the park, something like that. So it doesn't mean it's less painful, it is painful.
Okay. Okay. Let's leave it like that. Let's leave it like that. All right. One of my final questions before we wrap it up here. Now, you've spoken about some myths or some rumors about about cesarean section. That's CS. I don't know if you have any myths around giving birth with vaginal delivery. If there are any myths like let's say people believing something bad about natural delivery, or sorry, not natural delivery, vaginal delivery.
Yes, now I do know a lot.
Okay,
Some people feel that it's an unnecessary stress,
okay,
that God has given doctors the knowledge to be able to do CS. So why go through that stress? Like I said earlier, some people believe that if the stress is too much, it could harm the baby. So they don't even want to.
okay,
But those
okay,
opinions are not very popular,
okay, okay, okay.
especially in this
It's
part of the world.
okay. So I want to put you on the hot seat right now, Choma. Now, if you were to decide, if we were to choose between vaginal delivery and cesarean section, this is like one of my last questions before we end the live stream. If we were to choose, between vaginal delivery and cesarean section, what would be your choice? Because you're quite enlightened. You actually know there are some rumors about the vaginal delivery that are not correct. You actually know that cesarean section is not like a death sentence, or it's not like a forbidden thing. You actually have an idea of the two. Now, if the doctor places you as a trauma, you're going to deliver with CS, or you're going to deliver vaginal, and you have to choose, which of them would you prefer?
I'll prefer vaginal delivery.
So
I have my reasons.
you definitely have a bias in this cesarean
Not
section.
like I have a bias. Now, this is me choosing. The choice is in, okay, after the delivery, you have your child. Now, you are healing immediately. But for cesarean section, you have your child, and then you have to nurse this child, and then you have to nurse an injury. Can you see the difference?
Okay, what if he's done so expertly that the injury is not just a problem? It's actually in our Nigerian medical system where you actually find a very big scar for simple surgery like appendicitis, even cesarean section. I think I have a friend who okay, that was male. Okay, yeah, he had appendicitis and the scar was so small. It was it was almost undetectable. But in Nigeria, you see this long line along the person's stomach to show that he does. So if you find yourself in a place where the surgery is quite simple and the healing process is fast, it's just as if you are going into the hospital and coming out that same day. So what would you do?
You really want to put me on the hot seat. Really?
Ah, also because many times I find people who actually have this knowledge and there is still that innate bias against interior section. That's
No,
so
there is no
frustrating.
bias. Listen,
They
there
don't
is no
they
bias.
just feel like what
No,
you mentioned.
if
Feel that
there's a difference between,
people who use it are not very are not strong. They are not really there. You get
like from what I said, I never mentioned that I won't opt for CS because I'll be seen as not strong enough. The doctor tells me, you have to deliver this child through CS. It's no problem. But
okay.
if there is no issue, why will I want to go through a process that I know that the healing will start afterwards? I will want everything about the delivery to end at once. Let the whole contraction, the delivery, everything just end at once, right?
Yeah.
And now this is not because of any societal status or anything. No, just for this sake of just okay healing together, and then the child is there. You can carry the child freely. You don't need any help. Even if you don't get to find any immediate help, you are okay. But for CS, where you have where the doctor says okay, you have to deliver the child via cesarean section, right?
Yeah.
It's still fine if you know that okay, you avoided a particular situation using that CS. At that point where you are going through that the healing, there's a motivation. There's something that you can say, oh, this would have been the case, and that's what you can hold on to throughout that process of healing. I don't know if you understand me. Where you can say, oh,
Yeah.
if I had not, if I'm not going through this thing, probably this would have been the condition of this child, or probably I would have even lost this child, or I would have even lost my life. So you'll be so grateful to have every you and the child, and then there'll be enough strength to go through that process. But to just decide, elect, well, people do it too. Some people do it, elective CS, they just like, well, I don't want to stress myself. 30 minutes, I want to be done. Yes, I will sleep for 12 hours. I'll wake up. Wow, everything be done. People want it. It's just up to you. But as long as your motivation is not because you don't want people to tag you as weak, you don't want people to think you are less of a woman, you don't want people to say you did not deliver like a Hebrew woman, and all of that thing, I'm fine. You understand me? So that's it.
Okay.
I hope I
All
answered
right.
your
Thank
question.
you very much. Thank you very much, Choma, for being on the show with us today. I hope my listeners are all viewers in this case actually learning something very important. There is no bias or there is no negativity for CS or vaginal delivery. Whatever option your doctor or your gynecologist prefer to you, ensure you take it in good faith. CS is not a death sentence, neither is vaginal delivery, and um, there is no how do I put it? There is no spiritual benefit for either of them. The end result is for you and the baby to be healthy, alive, and well. So, thank you very much for listening. Thank you for tuning in. If you're here for the first time, you can subscribe to our channel and drop your comments or ask questions in the comment section. Then we'll handle them at the beginning of our next live show, which should be on Sunday by 7 p.m. next week. So, before we go, I don't know if our guest Choma has any closing remark for us.
All right. I would just like to reiterate what you've just said, that at every point, know that the end goal of every delivery is for the mother and the child to be alive. Don't come under this pressure of society make wanting to make you feel like um pushing your baby to pushing your baby to the vagina is the only way you have to show your strength as a woman. When you give birth to that child, you will see a lot of other ways that you have to show your strength as a woman. First off, you will not sleep for the first 3 months. And then the child becomes a toddler, and every other, you have many ways all through life you can show your strength. So don't allow society to make you feel like it's only having to push and push out a baby that makes you a woman. It's not so. See CS as God's solutions to maternity deaths, and you should also know that it has been on the decrease since when CS was discovered. So you don't want to be numbered as somebody that died through maternity because of ignorance. So that'll be all I have to say. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for hosting me.
We hope you join us some other time. All right. Bye bye.